Welcome back to the Become Limitless podcast. This week I'm going to cover the Wim Hof Method and then explain what I'm going to do for the next 30 days, for the next month. And I want to really share my journey with it and to see what it's really going to do for you. And if it can do something for you, if it's going to do something for me, what I hope to achieve with it, how I'm going to integrate it into my routine, my lifestyle, and what I expect to change, and what I've got, what are the results so far from, I think I've been doing it for about a couple of days now, and that's just the breath and cold showers. So without further ado, let's get into what the Wim Hof Method is. Now, I received a book for my birthday, and it was the Wim Hof Method. Now, I've watched a couple of videos on YouTube, and I've seen a couple of these things. I've mentioned his breathwork and the breathwork episode. If you haven't seen that, go check it out on the Anchor page, the home page of Become Limitless. But I've dabbled in it. I've really just haven't really put too much effort into this. I'm like, it does some cool stuff. Reading this book, reading the information, the scientific data that goes behind what he's doing, and it really shows there's a lot that can be changed in your body, and what he's doing is really, really cool. And how he can get rid of chronic diseases and chronic ailments, chronic pains, arthritis, Crohn's disease. And he's done a lot of crazy work with asthma as well. And as you know, I do suffer with a little bit of asthma now, and I think it's exercise-induced asthma, and there's a whole host of things I believe that's going on with me. But ultimately, I want to see if I can get rid of that. And that's what this next 30 days is, to see what happens in the next 30 days. And I can really report to you in an unbiased way and see what has happened. Has it really gone away? Has it improved it? What's it going to do for my performance in exercising, doing triathlons, swimming, riding, running? What's it going to do for my performance in doing podcasts, in my actual life, my mental performance? So it's really interesting to see, and that's what I want to share with you. So the Wim Hof Method is, at the basis of it, is a breath work. So is a really hard 30 in and 30 out. So you're breathing really strongly into your belly and into your chest, and then relaxing it out, and then big into your belly and chest. And you do that between 30 and 40 times, and it's pretty much guided by yourself with the intensity, how much tingling sensation in your body you get from doing this breath. And then you're going to, on the 30th, breathe out and do a retention, a hold of that breath for as long as you are comfortable. And the idea is you got to hold that until you get a sense that you need, or the urge to breathe in. So you get that, you've held your breath before, I'm assuming, and you get that, I need to breathe, straight away. As soon as you get that breath, don't fight it, don't force anything. And he really does reiterate this throughout the whole process, that you need to not force anything. This all needs to be just really listening to the body. What's going on with the body? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? Feeling the body. And during the retention phase, this is when you're really focusing on the body, focusing on the heart rate, focusing on the tingling. It feels like electricity going in your body from the couple of days that I've done it. And it's really, really powerful feeling. It's a very powerful feeling. And I find that, that's what you got to do. You feel all that, and you really don't think of anything else. You're not thinking of anything else because you're holding your breath. So you're in survival mode, because normally if you're holding your breath, there's something going wrong. And once you finish that retention, you've taken a deep breath in, you take a big breath in, hold it for 10 seconds. And hold for 10 seconds, and then breathe out fully, and then back into another round. And you can do 3 to 4 rounds of this, so then you do another 30 full deep breath in through the belly into the chest, and then relaxing, letting it go. And then again on the 30th, exhale and retention, holding that retention, that breath. And my results so far, I've been able to hold my breath for about just over a minute the first time, the second round about a minute 10, the third round a minute 15, 17, and then the fourth round about a minute and 23, 24 seconds. I've never been able to hold my breath particularly well, not compared to my brother and my dad. They're always, when we were doing the breath holds around the place, being competitive as you are, they were able to go into the 2 minutes because they're pretty crazy like that. But I was never able to. I was maybe close to a minute being able to hold my breath, and that's like doing the hyperventilation thing and hold my breath at the top. So you're breathing in and holding. So to be able to go over a minute with this was pretty surprising. So I want to see where I get to at the end of the 30 days, and I will be doing this every day, the breath, and I will be doing cold showers every day. The ice bath will be a once a week thing. When I get a chance to jump in there, I'll also be getting the kids to jump in if they want to. They seem pretty excited about it. I've been talking to them about it. I also got them to do the breath work for performance, and we do it's a push-up challenge. That's one of his other ones that he demonstrates the power of doing this breath. And that's just doing one round of that 30 deep breaths in and relaxing out. And then you exhale out on the 30th, hold retention, and then you do as many push-ups as you can. I completed 52 push-ups last night. I am not sore right now, and I should be after doing 52 straight push-ups with a retention hold, holding my breath the whole time. And then I breathe in at the end of it at that 10 to hold the 10 seconds as well. So it was really impressive to be able to do 52 push-ups straight and not feel that fatigued. It was actually pretty powerful. So I'm looking forward to testing out what he's also got as a power breath, it's called. And that's 60 breaths, deep breaths like that, and then a hold on the top. So you hold onto that 60th breath, you breathe in, hold for 10 seconds, go about, get your shoes on, go do it, and it's for an endurance exercise. And I'm going to go for a run or a ride or a swim. I just want to see what the performance is differently. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be in about 30 days. I'll be going back into another episode, and I'm going to detail all these results and what I found on it, and then you can then implement this Wim Hof method into your days. And that's the performance breath. So there's the ice bath, and that again, you do the breath before the ice bath. You go in there, and what the ice bath is supposed to do is you can't be feeling anxious, you can't be thinking about your phone, you can't be thinking about your bills or the problems in your life, because once you jump in that ice, the only thing that's going to happen is survival. Your body is going to need all the attention. You can't take your attention off your body. It's going to hurt. You need to be really present with your body, and that's what it's teaching. It's forcing you to not have any distractions. It's forcing you to focus on something for a long period of time, which can happen when you do your meditations, but that's a willful thing that you've got to be able to do when you do your meditations. This way, you have no choice. You are going to focus on your body because it's going to be so cold, and that's the only thing you're going to be able to think of is, holy heck, this is cold. This is stinging my arms, my shoulders are on fire, and you've got to really concentrate on feeling the warmth in your body and really building that warmth on the inside and really being focused on what's going on in you and being aware of what's happening in your body to build that up. So I'm going to be really focused on that. My first ice bath challenge, I will be putting it on Instagram. I will be getting a video of it. I'll get my lovely partner to video me going into the ice the first time just to see my reaction, and then we'll do the same thing for the last time I do it, so on the 4th week of the month, and to see the differences and what extra control I have over it. Admittedly, all these cold showers I'll be doing, so that's just they say 10 to 15 seconds, but our cold showers in my stretch of the world, they're not cold by any stretch of the imagination. They don't make me gasp or anything like that. I dare say they wouldn't get below, I'm going to say 27, 26 degrees is the coldest that water gets during this time of the year for me in summer. During the winter, they can be pretty cool. They can probably get down to 15 degrees, 16 degrees maybe, which is a decent cold shower. He does say that 60 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 15 degrees, should be where you start to feel the effects of a cold shower, where you start to get the results. So I'm going to just continue on with my cold showers because that's all I've got available to me, and then I'm try to maybe I'll throw a couple of more ice baths in there as possible. How I'm going to do the ice bath is I'm going to have a wheelie bin, a clean wheelie bin. Not fill it with full of water, but just enough water so I can submerge myself in it, and then obviously add ice. I'll have a thermometer there to see what temperature it's at, just to scare myself properly, and then we'll see how we go from there. Performance breath I'm going to be putting into every now and then, so before a swim, a ride and a run, and I'll do that, and then I'll do a control run, ride and swim where I don't do the performance breath, and then I'll repeat the process. And I want to see, I'm going to have plenty of data and metrics to look at when it comes on the Garmin and everything like that, to see what my performance was, my heart rate was, and whether it did anything for me and whether it can do anything for you. And ultimately I'm doing this so I can really show myself that there is some crazy cool things you can do out there in the world, and hopefully to share with you so you can then implement these things as well if it does indeed help with that. And the really, really big thing I'm excited about is when he said that it does has helped people with asthma, was if I can get rid of that, if I can reduce that or even get rid of it, that'd be amazing. So ultimately that's what I want to share with you as well, and hopefully you can share it with people that you know that have asthma, and they can start doing them, obviously, if it works. And don't jump ahead, Chris, don't jump ahead. But if it works, then you can share it with people that you know that have asthma or any chronic illness that is based on inflammatory markers. That pretty much what this Wim Hof method is supposed to do is he's got lots of scientific data that shows that there's certain inflammatory markers in your body that say you've got inflammation in the body, and they create some of these diseases like Crohn's disease, Parkinson's disease, arthritis, all those kind of things, and this reduces that inflammation. And that's the same with asthma. Asthma is an inflammation of the lungs, or any autoimmune disease that you have. This is supposed to help start regulating the immune system properly, stop the body doing those crazy things it does when it's got an autoimmune disease. So that's the layout of what I want to do for the next 30 days. So I'm going to be doing the breathing and cold breaths in the morning. The breathing and the cold showers in the morning. Ice bath every week is a minimum. I'll try and get there as much as possible between it as well, just to really boost the ability. I might boost my chances of changing something or feeling something different. Doing the performance breath before exercising, and then not doing it, just to do a comparative results there. And now for the first couple of times I've done this breath, I just want to share this with you. I've done a lot of breath work, and I've looked at the Dr. Joe Dispenza breath work and stuff like that. I've never really had anything special happen, and I've done a fair bit of it, and I've done a fair bit of meditation and things like that, and it's just been it feels good. I like doing my meditation, it's usually pretty good. Now, I think it was one night I did one a lot. I do want to implement this in the morning, the breaths. So I'll get up at 4 o'clock, I'll do my normal meditation, then I'll do my breaths. So I'll do 4 rounds of that, and then I'll jump in and have a cold shower straight after. And the whole purpose of that is to start the day off on the right foot. I want to see what it does for the whole day, what I feel for the whole day, because it's supposed to really supercharge you. It's supposed to take a lot of the carbon dioxide out of your system. You're cleansing your system, you're removing a lot of the acidity, because carbon dioxide is the acid, as has been stated in this book. And that's what you're doing. You're removing as much carbon dioxide out of the bloodstream as possible during this breath, and replacing it with oxygen. So you're changing your pH level of your blood or your body from being an acid into an alkaline. And that's supposed to help with your performance and the diseases and the inflammation. That's what it's supposed to do. So it's really a quick and easy way of doing it, this breath. So by doing this, I also got some, what I feel is a colourful light that was happening when I had my eyes closed after I finished the breath. So I was just sitting there in a relaxed state, and it was really weird. It was like I've never had anything before happen like that before, and it was really colourful, as it can be for me, because I am colourblind. So but it felt colourful to me, and I don't feel like things are colourful, and it was very colourful, and it was like a little light dancing around in my eyes, and whatever the case may be, whatever that was, whether it was something to do with the oxygen levels in my blood, or the fact that I was doing a really powerful breath in, and I was squeezing and doing the crazy Joe Dispenza breath to a certain extent, just without the retention hold that he does at the end of the breath. But it was a real powerful in and out, in and out, in and out. And I'm pretty sure I was getting some crazy little side effects going on there when I was relaxing afterwards. But I felt really good. I felt really at peace when I was doing that breath too. I did have a lot of tension in my lungs, so the first couple of times I've done this, when I've breathed out and held, and then when I go to breathe in, it feels like my lungs don't want to breathe. Like I feel really tight. It's almost like an asthma feeling, like I'm retraining the lungs how to breathe properly. Like I was out, and then I don't know how to explain it. It's like I have a lot of weight, a lot of tension. There's like a belt wrapped around my lungs and holding my lungs in, so I can't. When I breathe in, I've got to expand past this rubber band, the rubber bands that are around my lungs, and it's very interesting to feel that, because that normally never happens. Like I'm not sure if that's normal while doing this breath, but it was pretty powerful, and there's something that I've never felt before. And the first time I did it, I felt worried because if you've ever had trouble breathing, or if you had bronchitis of some sort, and you understand that feeling of not being able to take a big enough breath in, it did scare me a little doing that. But the more I did it, the more powerful I felt, and the more I was like, wait a second, that's just a bit of resistance as I breathe in when I did that. And the more it went away. And so it'll be very, very interesting to see how that eventuates, how that evolves throughout this whole process. And the cold showers I've been doing for a while now, just jumping in and seeing how they go. And I did it through winter for a bit, and it was tough to start with, but I got over it, and you get used to it a lot. And I do a good bit of breathing out, real powerful breathe out, and then big breaths in, and I was able to do it no worries. And I don't start with a hot, so I know you can start with a hot during your cold showers, and then move into the cold part of it, so hot to cold. With the cold showers here being not cold at all, I just go straight into cold, just to really give myself that body shock that he talks about, that gasp, that uncontrollable feeling, as much as I possibly can, with water that's only 25, 26, 27, 28 degrees in centigrade. So it's not going to be enough to really stimulate that response that he's looking for. I need to get those ice baths going, and I will get my wheelie bin, and I'll get it all going. And I do interesting to see what the kids are going to be able to do, because my little girl wants to do it as well. And the younger the kids are, the more innate ability they have to adapt, and it's amazing to watch them do it. So I did do a little ice bath. We had the kids' pool out, filled that up a little bit, to about where I could cover my hips. I could lie down and cover myself, have my face just sticking out. And I want to say that the temperature was between 15 and 18 degrees, the water. And my two little ones, the little 1 and 3 year old, jumped straight in it. They were cold to start with, but they were ready to go straight after that. It was absolutely insane. And the older ones, they were, oh, it's cold, and they had to jump out because they were getting a bit cold. And the other little ones, they just kept powering through, no worries at all. So it was really impressive to watch them and their innate ability to adapt and overcome to that cold, because I was sitting in there, it was pretty bloody cold. So that's what I want to learn, and that's what I want to teach myself, is what the little kids were doing, the little ones, the babies that just do it naturally, take big breaths, and then just really breathe in and out and get it out and get the body power and all that heat inside, and really adapting and having that amazing innate ability to overcome so many different things. And the whole process of this is because we don't expose ourselves to the elements. We've got clothes now, we've got heaters, we've got fireplaces, we've got these lovely homes that we live in that allow us to live in comfort, and we don't ever really stress ourselves to the point where we get any good benefits out of these good stresses that we can do. And this is a stress that we want to do in our bodies to induce these responses that do boost our immune system, that do reduce inflammatory markers in the body, and have all these wonderful benefits that I detailed before when it comes to these chronic diseases, these autoimmune diseases, and so many other different things. So I really look forward to doing this and seeing what my results are, so I can share it with you, and you can share it with your friends and family that might be affected by these things, or whatever the case may be. Even yourself might be affected. So that's the end of this episode.